my nightmare.
I'm talking about in it. What is that trend? You know
I don't know.
I'm talking about in it.
Are you guys gonna read all my titty?
What?
Wait, you have a Cheeto in your hair.
I was like, Jared did read on my titty.
Oh, no, it's in your hair.
In your hair.
How did it get up there? Like, actually, it's high on your shoulder.
Eat it. Welcome back to the And Also podcast with your hosts, Shada Fasari, Madeline Guiney, and me, Summery Dean. So grab a drink and get cozy. You have now entered the group chat. Who wants to do our intro?
Madeline will take it because she's got the thingy.
Thanks, Shada. Anywho, welcome back to the And Also podcast. Did we give this episode a number yet?
We haven't.
We haven't. No.
We'll leave it ambiguous.
We'll be vague on that.
It's ambiguous.
Today we're going to be covering so many fun things. We're going to be talking about leaning into saying yes, the epidemic of saying no, canceling, losing steam. We've all been there, but maybe a little bit too much recently. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Summer's still in her
You're
biggest
gonna get to do that
residency.
like once every 4 episodes. It's gonna be the new rule.
I disagree.
There's nothing wrong with high energy.
I'm going to do it every episode. All right. Madeline, great intro. Thank you so much for doing that. Guys, there is an epidemic of saying no.
I agree.
What is something that you have said no to recently? And why?
See, I think on this episode, I'm going to be the odd man out here because I think I'm a yes man.
Yeah.
But have you ever said no?
Not recently.
Okay. Madeline?
I would like someone to tell me I'm wrong because I'm also very forgetful. So I could be saying no to things. But I feel like in most circumstances, if someone's like, we're going to go work out at 6 a.m., we're going to go to the bar at 2 p.m., we're going to go stalk a man in an hour, I'd be like, all right.
You are really good
true.
at saying yes.
Yeah.
You are really getting say
Yeah.
Madeline, what is something you've said no to recently?
I feel like I have been trying to say yes to a lot more recently. So I can't say recently what I've canceled because I feel like I've been trying to be more mindful of going out and doing things because it is easy to fall into the like, I'm so comfy here. I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
So
what is that about? Is it the comfiness? Like, why are we saying no? Why are more people saying no right now? Because it's definitely a broader conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We see it on TikTok. We see it on social media. We see it in our own friendships.
Mm-hmm.
People are more inclined or feel more comfortable to say no, to bail on plans, to flake. I'm guilty. Like, but what do you guys think? Where is that coming from right now in society?
I feel like a lot of people are very like individualistic mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of seeped into a lot of different things. I don't even know why people are canceling, but I don't think it's for any legitimate reason that they're giving. It's more just like I'm just not up for it right now. And like sometimes that's not a good excuse, especially when you've already said that you're going. Like I remember in middle school, there were things that I was like, I just don't want to go. My mom's like, you're literally going. Like you said you were going, you've already committed. They're expecting you to be there and you will go and you will have a good time.
Yeah.
And she was right. You know what I mean? I don't think there are a lot of times where you go and you're like, man, I really regret going like out to drinks with my friends, or I really regret going out to like stay out for an extra hour with my girlfriends. No one ever regrets that unless you're hungover. But like, you know what I mean? You'd more regret missing out.
Yeah.
But I do think it's easy to get into the loop of saying no.
So is it routine? Is it comfort? Is it anxiety? I think something I see that more now is people like want to work on themselves. And I think there is like a place and time for that. Like I know I have said no to things because I'm like, I want to wake up early tomorrow morning, or I want to eat a healthier meal, and I think that's sometimes like a balance in itself. But like if you're too healthy and you're saying no to all your friends, well then is that really a healthy balance to begin with? I think there's a part of that to it.
Yeah. Any thoughts from Doritos?
I'm kind of, as you guys have spoken, I've weebled back and forth a lot, I think. I definitely think, now the more that I'm thinking about it, I have said no to like late night things during the week because I do want to be up at 6 a.m. to make it to our workouts. I do want to get the sleep in. I think where where the difference comes into play is I think a lot of people are just choosing not to do something because I don't feel like it, which I think is kind of becomes that selfish, self-centered thing, which I don't think I support. And to some degree I do. Like if you're the person who's always showing up, if you're always going to the dinner, if you're always at the thing, and one day you're like, I just really don't have it in me, that's okay. That's cool. If you're the person who's constantly like, maybe I'll, and then you just kind of fuck off on everybody, I think it gets to a point where it's not cool. And it's kind of just like, it makes others feel bad, especially if like they've continued to include you or ask you or try to build on something or have you out because they love you and or want to work on a friendship with you or whatever it is. Like then it begins to feel shitty to everyone receiving on that end in a way. I think there is balance between, you know, what is good for like your health and your routine, and also like what is good to push yourself, because once you get there, you are going to enjoy your time. It is going to be fulfilling in your life, and you have gotten maybe too used to your exact thing that you're doing every day, and it becomes not, I don't want to say detrimental, but it becomes maybe a negative in your relationships, maybe a negative in like your growth as a person, maybe a negative just in the possibilities of more experiences and more lived life that you're enjoying. You know, I'm not going to be 90 years old and saying, did I make it to that workout that one week when I stayed up till 2 a.m. with my friends, like going on an adventure and doing something silly, goofy, fun.
Yeah. Always in the name of an adventure.
Yeah.
Always in the name of an adventure. I think that's where I always get myself in trouble is I love an adventure. But I'll punish myself too. Like I'll be like, well, I'm still going to get up at 6 a.m. and still going to go to the gym and make myself do the thing. But I try to always say yes to the adventure because I know that at the end of the day, like that's going to be the thing that I remember forever.
I think you're really good at saying yes to things. Definitely. But you are really good at showing up for the 6 a.m. workout the next morning. What were you always like that, or did it take time for you to get to that place?
No, I think I was always, in the same vein as your mom being like, no, you're going to show up for this thing. Growing up and just anecdotally, I think this is why it's super important to raise your kids like with responsibilities like another animal or a pet or something. I always knew that no matter what I was doing, like I had to be home to take care of my horse. I had to be up to do the thing for the animal. Like a life depended on me from like a very young age. And so I think in that vein, I was always like, no matter what I did, like I always had to get up and do the thing that I said I was going to do. So I think maybe it just translated into adulthood. Like I stopped having my own horse when I was 17 or 18. But by that point, I was like, well, I said I was going to be up at the 6 a.m. I said I was going to go to this. I said I was going to, and it's like an anxiety thing, maybe a little bit of a guilt thing. But if I'm going to have fun all night long, I'm not going to gimp out on like the health thing in the morning. And that's kind of what plays into it. And I think the other thing is like having always had responsibilities that like no matter what was going on, I had to be up and home and handling things.
Yeah. Have you had any like, what is your take on kind of that same vein? Like, did you have to learn this, or do you feel like you're still learning it, or what do you feel like? I know your mom said you have to be there. Do you feel like that's ingrained in you?
Yeah, I feel like if someone's having like a big event, I would never commit and then be like the day of or the day before, like, I'm just sorry, I'm like not gonna make it. Like that to me is like ground zero. Like you cannot do that. Like the bar is under, like we're under the bar if that's like what you're doing, if you're canceling the day before a big event like someone's birthday or a baby shower. But like people are doing that, which is wild. But it's definitely a muscle I have to flex of like wanting to be out and stay out. I think like an object in motion stays in motion. So like when you're constantly doing fun things, you want to keep doing them. You see the reward of like, it is fun like to do all these things and to constantly be active like in social groups and out and about. But like falling into the, like, I just want to stay in tonight. Like I love staying in, rather than it being like a reward of like, oh, like let's stay in tonight and like watch movies and like be relaxed and cozy. It becomes more of like the routine that's harder to break rather than the opposite. Because it's so hard. It's, to me, a lot easier to be like, I got to lay off the bars, you know what I mean? Then I need to like go out and do something social with other people. So I don't know.
In your relationship, do you feel like you've kept that same, like, do you feel like you say yes to, because that's one thing I've always struggled with is whenever I get into a relationship, I feel like my default is I want to be cozy. I want to be home. I want to go either order in or go to dinner and then just come home. And I do think the extra social activities fall to the wayside. Where do you feel like you are in that?
I feel like I definitely could do better. Obviously, I
think you both were horrible in your relationships about going out and doing things.
Chada, I do not. Even right now, I don't want to go out late. I go out all the time. We're out. I'm out during the day because you're not inviting me. You're not out during the day. I don't know what you're doing. I stopped
inviting. This is kind of like the thing I talked about earlier. Is that like why would I continue to invite when?
Shada, I feel like okay. Like, that's fair. I understand.
I'll say this: I haven't gone out late until I'm now single, and I went out with Shada. I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't.
No, I think I just to play on what Summer said is I think that both of you in your relationships have you do put to the wayside doing things with people who aren't your significant other.
Okay, but you also did the same thing with your relationship.
No, I didn't. Joel went with me everywhere. It
was COVID. We didn't go anywhere.
We snuck out to all the bars. I would just drag them everywhere.
Is that how you are in all your relationships?
Yeah. If they want to be in my life, they have to be in my life. And I want to be in their life. I'm going to be in their life. I'm not going to stop. Because I think that my relationships, like at the end of the day, like my relationships with women are incredibly important to me. Mm-hmm. I would just never, and maybe it's because I saw different things growing up, but you know, men can come and go. And obviously we have our partners that we want to have for the rest of our lives, but like the relationships we have with women are so fruitful if you water them.
So my parents growing up, they don't have friends. They currently do not have friends.
My parents don't have friends either.
They do, but like auxiliary, and it's always kind of like quote unquote like a chore to go see them. I think now as they're more empty nesters, it's a little bit more important to them. But what I saw growing up was my mom and dad, best friends, hung out, and it was a effort to go see people outside of that friendship. They're best friends, they're partners, whatever. So I feel like when I get into a relationship, obviously I think there is an uptick of I want to hang out with this person that I'm really freaking like loving. I do think that there is a balance of, and I think if they get along with your friends, like it's great. But I do think like you do end up just going out less. Like you go out less. You definitely see your friends less. Like it is like a natural thing that happens in my opinion. But also I think everybody has a different need, a different want, and a different expectation for what that is. And I think maybe you probably have a higher expectation for, or a higher need or a higher want for the friendship while also having the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's a different need.
I think it's so interesting, especially because, I mean, in my life too with Carmen and Ryan, like Carmen and Ryan spend so much time together, but Carmen's like planning events twice a week, like friendship, you know what I mean? Like, so I think maybe it's just a different, but that's her need. That's her expectation. That's her need and her expectation. I think, interestingly enough, like I come from the same thing from my parents. And looking at that, like that is not how I want to live my life. Like I definitely want to be in the middle of nowhere with my man for extended periods of time, but I also like want to travel the world still and still have my close friendships with my girls and still have adventures and that sort of thing. And I don't think, like I don't agree with necessarily like prioritizing. Well, I don't know. I prioritize. You should prioritize your relationship. Like once it becomes like, we're going to get married, we're going to have kids, we're going to like that obviously becomes, that's your center of gravity, right? Like that's where it is. But I don't think you should ever let other things fall to the wayside because of that.
I think it naturally does sometimes though.
If you allow it, yes.
But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, I think that is a natural thing. Like when my friends get into a relationship, I understand that I'm probably going to see them less. Like I probably am going to see them less. That doesn't hurt my feelings. It makes me go, they have another really important, they have a best friend now. They have another best friend. And I want to still be able to do things with them. And I hope, and I want them to still think of me as their best friend. But I think in my mind, I have this expectation that I'm probably going to see that friend less. And maybe that's just from learned behavior of like how I've seen relationships works, how I've navigated my own relationship. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't ever, like if my friend is getting into, like if you got into a relationship, I wouldn't expect to see you as much.
See, interestingly enough, I almost think, at least for me, for the first year, I'm throwing him into everything.
You're throwing him into everything. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I want, like, because you said something earlier, like, I hope my friends get along with him. Like, if my friends and family don't get along with my boyfriend, he's not my boyfriend.
That's true.
I'm like, I want to see him with how he handles my friends. I want to see how he handles
family.
You want to be able to like
family.
drop him into any scenario and like be able to leave
Yeah.
them.
And I want him to like be like it would, to me, it's a red flag when my friend's like, I'm now going to go spend the next 6 months with this guy away from you. And I'm like, okay, yes, you guys definitely should be spending time alone, but it's also kind of like a red flag to me if I'm like, that person doesn't want to know your friends. Like that person isn't interested in knowing your life. That person isn't interested in integrating in some way. Like, and there does come a point when it's like, okay, now we're building a life together. We're going to start planning our future together, or you get to marriage and children. And then yes, like you are going to see less and less and less of somebody, but you would still hope that they would carve out space for you in their life in some way.
100%. No, I agree with that.
And if they're not doing that at all, I don't think that was really your friend.
I also think where you're at in your life can also kind of dictate a little bit of this, because I know for the past like couple years, I've had extremely like high stress, very high strung jobs that part of my whole identity was what I'm doing for work and like putting all of my energy into that. Not that you guys aren't either, but I just think I became so hyper focused on my job and then also having a relationship became very much like I'm not, and I knew in the moment, like I'm not balancing anything right now. Like I'm not doing anything good. Like I'm not seeing my friends. I feel like all I want to do is like go home, like turn my brain off and then like start back over. And so that's where the like saying yes to stuff comes in, is where like after like a high strung day for me, not that hanging out with my friends would be stressful whatsoever, but it's just like the mental, like for a very long time was my mental stress is so high that like I can't even do anything. I don't have energy for anything else except like what I want to like be with my boyfriend, like the new person I'm dating.
Yeah.
And that spirals and that turns into the habit of like, now I'm not going out. Now my friends that are going out aren't inviting me because I have said no too many times.
Yeah. And now I'm comfortable at home. And it's honestly, you get into that routine and you almost don't think of anything different.
Yeah.
You're like, this is just what we do on the weekends. This is what we do during the week.
Yeah.
But was there any point that you woke up one day and were like, all my friends are out doing this and I didn't even get a text, or I didn't even like, was there any moment for you at any point where you were just like, hey, like...
No, because I feel like I was still seeing you and I was still seeing my friends. We just weren't going like, I don't know. I feel like we were doing others. Like we were making more like actively planned hangouts of like, okay, in the next 2 weeks, what can everyone do? We're having a Galentine's. Or like it was fewer and far between, which like obviously is not as fun if I want to be doing things more with my friends. But I was still actively seeing my friends and doing things with them. It was less impromptu and less consistent. Because I feel like when you are kind of in a, like you're saying yes to everything, that's exactly what you do. You're constantly moving and constantly going and like you're saying yes to everything, but you're in more of like I'm in this like cocooned like lifestyle. You're not like doing as much, but I don't know what I'm saying is like what I mean.
I know what you're saying. I would say to your question though, yes, I do remember feeling like, fuck, I wish I was doing something like that. Or like, I wish I was being invited to something like that. And like, it wasn't necessarily like the weekends out per se, but it was like the fun specific event that would happen on a weekend that I wouldn't get an invite to. But I know that in order to feel a part of the group and to feel like you guys want to invite for those type of things, you have to go to the weekend stuff. Why would I expect to get an invite to the random specific fun night event, whatever it was, if I'm not showing up in everyday life? And I think I do remember feeling like, damn, like I'm feeling further away in that aspect, like of that. Now, granted, you and I would see each other regardless in the mornings.
Yes.
Like that was our time. I love that. But for me, it was definitely like the nighttime stuff, like going out past 8 p.m.
Yeah, which can suck sometimes. Like
Didn't
yesterday I was supposed to go to the Weeknd concert and I gave my ticket to Ryan because I was like, I would rather just go home and be quiet.
You said no.
I said no. I did say no. Oh my God, I said no.
This bitch bails. She does bail.
She's a flake.
I flaked.
The one thing I will also say about Shada is as she's gotten older, I think this feels so long ago, but this feels like it was yesterday, but it was actually back in May. Steeplechase. We were talking about that. Shada, like it's like a horse race in Nashville every May, which is normally like a really fun weekend and everyone gets dressed up like it's the Derby and goes and drinks all day and acts belligerent. But I had gone over to Shada's house that morning because we hang out. But she was saying how she like wasn't gonna go, and it was more just because you're like, I'm not like 18 years old. I don't want to go stand in a field, a dirty field, not have like a good plan and be drinking shitty booze and like not have the experience that I'm used to or that I want. And I think it's situations like that where you're like, I'm good saying no to this one.
Yeah, I woke up not feeling good that morning. I just was like, the idea of being trapped in the middle of nowhere with no way to get out. Steeplechase, if you know Steeplechase, you get dropped off. You're not getting picked up for 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours. And at the 10-hour mark, when it's time to go home and you are drenched, you are tired, your feet are bleeding, you haven't eaten maybe in several hours, it's going to take you 3 hours to get home.
Yeah.
Because the amount of, there's one road in and there's one road out. And I was like, this sounds like my nightmare. And I had to say no.
Yeah. But saying this is my nightmare is a slippery slope for me because then I'm like, then I'm imagining that feeling like every time I go out, which is not fair. Cause like it's a blast. When we went to Barstool, I was like having a ball. Yeah. But in my mind, I'm like every night it's like I'm going to be trapped there and my feet are going to hurt and I'm going to be tired. I'm going to want to go home. But like, I don't know. I think
the most fun part about today, by the way, is like being in our 30s or 30 cusp, we'll say, is that how excited were we at Barstool and the three of us looked at them and we're like, do we go? And we're like,
yes.
Yeah. And then it was such a fun adventure to leave too. It's like, that's also part of the adventure is like, it's time to go home.
Yeah.
I think maybe the fear for you guys can sometimes be like, it has to be the way it was. Like if
absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's not the way it was.
No.
I think that's fair.
And I think that is a slippery slope of it sounds like my nightmare. To be clear, guys, I don't like anybody. I don't want to be friends with anybody. I don't want new friends. I don't want to hear new opinions. I honestly, when I'm out, I don't want to really speak. I just want to kind of observe people. I like to people watch. And I'd like to bring my needlepoint or my Kindle.
Oh my God, imagine being at Barstool with your Kindle.
Yeah, when I think about putting on a bra.
Dream date.
Yeah. When I think about putting on a bra and like makeup and like intermingling with the general public, that does sound like my nightmare. But I go because I know that once I am there and once I've had a margarita or a drink and I'm sitting next to my friends and I've touched Summer's boobie one time, like I'm going to have the time of my life.
Yeah. Oh, I think something that you said that really just struck me, and I think this is the conversation. I saw a video recently on TikTok where it's like, you want to have a village, but you're not being a good villager. And sometimes going out means your feet are going to hurt and you're going to lose a little bit of sleep and maybe you're going to drink a little bit and you're not going to be as healthy, but it's for the greater good.
It's for the village.
It's for the village.
And also you feel like a more happy villager. You really do. She went out with us the last weekend and she looked at me, we were at Red Door, and it honestly wasn't even that late. It was like, I won't even say before midnight. But again, like we were all at the end, like, and I think she's prepared to go out till, she's like thinking I have to be out till 3 a.m, which is what we did when we were 22. And it's like 10:30 and we're like, let's go get some potato salad at Red Door.
Potato salad.
They are known for their potato salad at Red Door. It's impeccable.
Yeah.
It's impeccable.
Well, even when we went to drinks at Luogo the other night, there was this moment where it was like, are we going to go out after this? And we ended up going home and you go, I did not want to go out. And I was like, oh my God, if you ever don't want to go out, just let me know. Because I'm down. I'm down for just the drinks part of this. We don't have to do anything. We don't need a second location.
Yeah, you're not the only person having to talk themselves into the next location. But And sometimes I'll get to the next location and I'll spend 20 minutes and I'll be like, this wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And I'll just leave. And that's okay too.
I have commitment issues. I have commitment issues. In my mind, Shada, when I go out, I'm like, it has to be all or nothing. We will be party. And like, you're right. Like, I don't know.
Of the infrequency of it, I think.
Yeah, you
because
feel like when you go, you have to do it big.
Infrequently that it's, when we do go out, it is for a big thing, a birthday, somebody's in town, a big thing. But if you do it more, then it is kind of
then it's like, I'm going to come out for an hour and then I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
And you're
Make
like,
going out casual again, guys.
Make going out casual again.
And also, like, you don't have to be completely dolled up. You don't have to wear a heel. Like, there are so many, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to have your feet
no
bleeding.
lip, no mascara, no heel. Just go.
Just go. Just go. Wear a sandal and a dress and a little mascara. You're fine. Who cares? Especially if you're loved by a man, Madeline, you don't have to worry about anything. Go. Just be free.
Shada, just invite me, please. I've earned my keep.
Well, actually,
if I invite you and you say no more than twice, I'm done inviting you.
Okay, wait. Okay, clean slate, girls. Clean slate.
Wait, let's you and I talk about something really quick.
No.
One thing I want to talk about with you and me is the fact that so for those who don't know, Madeline and I have lived together. We lived together for how long? Like a combination of
5 years, 6 years?
Yeah,
7?
like multiple years, right? And then we both got into relationships. And I do feel like you and I kind of, we maybe both slipped into our own situation where it's like we stopped seeing each other as much. I think we would at some point carve out specific nights for each other. We'd be like, hey, we really need to do this. But like, I even think our relationship, and I don't know if you feel the same way about you being in a relationship, about not like, I know you're saying you were seeing Shada, but I feel like our relationship, like we stopped seeing each other as much. And I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. Like, is it because of the relationship? Like, do you just fucking hate me or?
This bitch. No. Okay. So I'd like to back up on that timeline here. You got into a relationship first.
Yes.
And I was just left high and dry. But then I also got a really stressful job and I kind of just threw myself into like work. And truly, I blame the job to start of like not.
Sorry for getting you that job.
Not setting good like boundaries of like, oh my God, it's 10 p.m. Why am I still at the office? Like, this is why I'm bailing on plans. And then I got a boyfriend that was also like, let's just stay cozy. And that's hard to say no to.
Yeah.
So I think it was a combination of all of that. I both think have a little bit, similar values of the like, we might not see each other like as much when we shouldn't. Like I think we're both a little more laid back about our expectation.
Yeah.
But it's kind of let each other like off the leash too much. You know what I mean? We're both like,
oh, you're in your thing. I'm in my thing.
Oh, okay. Like it's like when the FaceTime call ends and you both decide to like not call back. That was like, oh, she's canceling. Oh, okay. Like all good. Like no worries here. And then it's like 2 months and I haven't seen you. You also moved across the bridge. And so did you. You were in Midtown and I was downtown and we were hanging out, reading books together.
You guys were
books together.
I do think
this bitch moved across the bridge and so did she. They put distance between our relationship.
But before we move to y'all's relationship, because I do think that is an interesting dynamic. I would love to talk about this more, but I do think that's fair. So do you think that I stopped asking you to hang around when I got into my relationship?
Yeah.
What did that look like?
I think like we used to do stuff all the time together in our homebody stuff. Like
because we were also roommates.
So we were both leaning into, I think we're much more homebodies than me. I don't know. Shada's such a homebody too.
I am such a homebody.
She's like the perfect dichotomy. Like,
no, but she's like spectrum to it though. Cause she's like ultimate homebody, but also ultimate let's go out. There like actually is no in between.
No in between. That's so true. That's why she doesn't day drink.
I think that I have a balance though, guys. And
we're like, it's crazy extreme.
And I think that you guys maybe could reflect on how you are in relationships and how you can do better in your friendships when you find a man or when you've continued on with a man that's going to stay in your life. Because think about, this is the way I think about it. I really do think about this a lot. None of us are staying in Tennessee.
I'm so sorry. She just scared me.
No, you're fine.
I thought that was a gasp at that statement.
We're getting for those of you listening, we're getting a wine refill and Madeline got the daylight scared out of her by Aaron, our producer, who came up from behind her with the wine bottle.
Well, none of us are staying in Tennessee.
None of us are staying in Tennessee. None of us are.
Some of us leaving sooner than others.
To be determined.
She's not leaving until the podcast blows up. We've agreed.
I didn't say who.
Okay. Anyways, none of us are staying in Tennessee, right? Like, We are all going to different parts of the US. Who knows, maybe we meet a European man and leave the country.
Please, someone.
But my point is like, it's never going to be easier now to spend time with each other. It is never going to be easier now to make time for each other, to love one another, to make memories together. Like, it is only going to get harder when you have a boyfriend, when he becomes a husband, when you're working on kids, when you're buying a house, when the bills get bigger. Like, it is only going to be easier today to create and make time and memories and experiences. And that goes the same for like us getting to know Nick or to get to know Rico Suave, so Summer's next boyfriend. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Suave.
Who knows who that is? Like, and one day it is going to be like, God, I haven't spoken to Summer or Madeline for 6 months, or maybe not for us because podcast is going to be big and we're going to be doing things together for the rest of our lives. But you know what I mean? Like, it is going to be like, God, like outside of work, I haven't seen Summer or Madeline, or like I haven't planned a trip, or I haven't gone to visit, or like my kids don't know Summer's kids. Like, that's like I would never want to wake up and think that. And I think for me, like, I want to cultivate my friendships the same way I cultivate my relationships, the same way I want to look at the rest of my life. Like, and that's the way I always, again, like, I'm the extremist mind where I'm like, I would never want to wake up 10 years from now and not have the same closeness that I've always had. And so for me, I'm like, I'm not going to miss out on this thing. I'm not going to miss out on these moments. Like, I'm going to make, even if I'm miserable right now putting on makeup, I literally could cry. I literally could have tears pouring down my eyes. I have to like not think about it. The second I get there and like get into it, like, I'm better. I'm better, and I'm creating something, and I'm out of the weird funk I put myself in because I got to be home for a week. Like, that is the way I think about it. And I know that one day it's going to be extremely hard because we are going to have kids, because we are going to live across the country, because of whatever else it is. Like, I don't ever want to be in that place where I'm like, I screwed myself with my best friends because I did fall in love with like the coolest guy, and I want to fall in love with the coolest guy, and I want to make him my priority. But like, I don't want him to ever think that like I wouldn't go be with Summer or Madeline, or that like he would know that if I got a call from Madeline or Summer at 11 p.m. and they're heartbroken or they're mad or they're upset, he'd be like, of course, like, I'll see you in 2 hours because of course you're going to go run after your friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want my man to know that about me, and I want my man to care about my friends and my relationships and to know that about me and to know them that way too.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So
That was a good rant.
that's my spiel.
Wow.
That one hit me in the heart.
Did it?
Good.
Mm.
So now, guys, I have 3 strikes until I'm out. Jada has to invite me to everything she does. I've been trying with her. So we'll see.
She said 2.
Erin, I know. I rounded up, bitch.
Well, I've been
We'll
out.
clean slate you.
I've
All
been out
right,
and
that
about.
doesn't count.
You've
No,
been out, and tell everyone that you looked at me at Red Door at about 11 p.m. and you looked at me and you said, I like this. And I was
fun.
like, and I know it was.
It was fun.
And she had a little snacky poo, and she went home, and she was probably in bed and passed out before 12:30.
Yeah, I got into the front seat of the Uber driver because I couldn't open the back door. So me and this freaking Uber driver were sitting shoulder to shoulder. I was like, is this okay? Do you mind? Couldn't figure out the back door. But you know what?
Was it a Tesla?
No, it was a freaking...
Oh, I struggle with those.
It was a little hamster car. I don't know how you call it.
Like a Fiat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. So we've talked a lot about saying no. How do we say yes? What do we need to tell ourselves to say yes?
It's a habit. I think Shada's just whole spiel of just like, she's right. It will only get harder to like, I mean, and that's applicable to everything. It's only going to get harder to stay in shape. It's only going to get harder to see your friends more. It's only going to get harder to like make new friends and make new memories. Like the further we get in our life, because we're only going to have more responsibilities. We're only going to have more stress at work. We're only going to have more bills. All of those things are going to pile on. And so like, I think it comes back to like the object in motion stays in motion. The more you're like building your endurance to do these things while also balancing these, it kind of like creeps up together. So you're able to do all of those things at the same time. But it's really easy to fall off that of like you just said, like saying no, it gets really easy.
I want to be very clear when I say 1 out of 10 times do I enjoy getting ready and going out. Like 9 out of 10 times I am like, just put the makeup on, just find the outfit, just get there. And I'm like having to like really talk myself into it, or maybe I'm dead silent. Maybe I'm like blaring music, trying to put myself in a mental state. Like 9 out of 10 times, I do not want to go.
Wait, Shayda, can I tell you something?
Please.
So this weekend we went out and
Guys, I would like to clarify. I was gone for 2 weeks, and they've acted like they've gone out 10 million.
We went out
times.
10
like,
times.
They've brought it up and posted about it 2,000 times.
We
I was
did
gone
go
for
out. We did go out probably about 6 times.
13 days.
We actually did go out probably
We did.
over 6 times.
We were making up for lost time.
Less than 10, but over 6.
So
Than 10, but over
you guys had gone.
So 7.
You guys had gone out to dinner. I had done my own dinner, and you were like, "I'm gonna text you. We're gonna go out." The initial plan was we're gonna go out in Germantown.
Yes.
And I had come home. I had like probably this is what kills it too. You guys, like, we want to talk about another factor of this is I went home. I had an interim where it was 45 minutes where I was sitting on my couch.
Usually that would kill her.
Usually that would kill me. 9 p.m. I was like, I'm done. I said, I'm gonna wait a moment. Maybe I can muster the courage. I was about to text Shayda and I go, I don't think I'm about to make it. I'm losing steam. And you go, actually, we're going to go to the Gulch. I live in the Gulch. And I go, I like flipped something in my brain. I was like, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I can
make that work.
I can make that work. And it was literally the fact that you guys decided to go out in the Gulch was the only reason why I was like, let's fucking
I honestly didn't think you were coming.
Let's go. No, I know you didn't. Because normally
there have been many a times where we have parted ways for whatever reason in the middle of a going out fun night. And then you get the text from Summer. It's like, nah, I'm not coming anymore.
To be clear, I am the resident flake. I will flake on any plan, bail on any plan. And truthfully, I have no remorse. No, but I do it. But
she needs to have remorse.
I should have more remorse. But no, I don't like it. There is some, I don't mind bailing. I don't know what it is. I don't think I like. Here's the thing. I don't like being known as a flake, but in the moment, I don't mind flaking.
Yeah.
I don't mind flaking. I don't know what it is. Maybe my parents let me quit too much shit growing up as a kid. Maybe true. I don't know. But like,
do you start doing jujitsu again soon?
My back kind of hurts. Okay, but that is true. I did fuck up my back.
That's true. And I fucked up my knee.
Yeah. So, but anyway, as the resident flake, like, this is something that is really hard for me. Also, knowing myself in a relationship, I know that my default is 100% of the time to my partner. And unfortunately, I do have blinders on. And I know that that's like a thing that I definitely need to work on. I don't know why I am that way. Maybe it's because I watched my parents literally only have each other navigating their 6 kids and whatever. And that's what like I just think is normal. But like for me, that's going to be a behavior that I have to unlearn. Like it's not that I don't fucking love my friends and I love the time that we have because every time we do get together, like we've talked about, it's like I leave and I go, I'm like re-energized and I'm like, womanhood is so great and my friends are so great and I've learned, I have a new perspective. Also, not to mention, I don't have the conversations that I have with a man that I have with my fucking friends. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? Like you guys all offer the most insightful perspectives that you just don't get with a penis haver. And therefore, I know it's so important. But for me, my default is and always has been 100%. And so that is something that I know I'm always going to have to work with. But
I would like to comment on that because I generally don't. I was flaking before I met Nick. I was flaking for work 1,000%. And I remember Shayda was like, you cannot let this job eat you alive. Like you're going down a dark path. You're miserable. And I kept going down that dark path. But on that path, I also met my boyfriend, which only induced me in my bad habits. Nick is the first person to be like, you need to go out with your friends. Like you're being so lame.
See, that's great though.
That's amazing.
He is a good cricket in my ear of like, you're bailing for no reason. Like you need to be getting out. Mm-hmm. Put yourself out there, Madeline. You could meet your husband. I'm just kidding.
Don't let your boyfriend stop you from meeting your husband.
Yeah, no.
I sent that text yesterday, actually.
But I think, I think there is like a combination of that for me where I was like, it was like a perfect storm of like becoming a homebody. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like I used to go out a lot. My goal for 2020 was to stop going to work hungover.
I literally remember that.
I was out and about among the town. And then I got a new job and I fell into a dark headspace. And then I met my boyfriend and we were just like, let's be homebodies together. And that like is a cycle that is hard to pull yourself out of. But like, I think the combination of the two did me dirty.
Yeah. Did you dirty?
I would like to clarify that unfortunately my friends have gotten the shit end of the homebody. Because for me, even when I was like maybe not seeing my friends as much, like you guys are my friends, like my friend unit, I still was doing like events or like work events. Like it's not like I was unfortunately prioritizing things that I don't think actually like matter the most. Like it's not like I was staying home Sunday through Saturday. I was doing things, but it just wasn't doing the things with the people that I actually like need the most in my life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, which was kind of shocking to me because you would be like, oh yeah, I'm getting coffee with this person, drinks with this person. And I'm like, I haven't seen you in 2 months. What are we doing? Okay, well, why do you have a booked schedule?
I have asked you to hang out a bunch of times. So.
That is not true. I just asked you to hang out. I
asked you to hang out.
No, I asked you to hang out.
Okay, and the 10 times before that?
No one has asked me to hang out.
Shit, I see you every fucking day. I see you all the time now. Well, maybe our workout thing is.
We're gonna have to revamp that.
Melanie, there was a point in time. There was like a year where I felt like I was constantly asking you to hang out and you wouldn't hang out.
When?
The past year.
2025?
2024.
Maybe.
Yes.
I disagree.
I think you guys can both take responsibility for sucking at hanging out in the year of 2024, 2023, possibly 2022.
Not 2022 for me.
2022 for me, for sure. That was me. That was all me.
And I think the only reason why Summer and I don't have the same stories is because Summer and I saw each other every morning for a workout. So I felt like our relationship was continued because we scheduled time to be healthy together.
But we were daytime friends. We weren't nighttime friends.
We weren't nighttime. Well, you nighttime touch yourself, not to me.
I was nighttime. Okay. Anyway, no, we were daytime friends though, and we weren't getting enough nighttime friendship.
We had no nighttime friendship.
Yeah.
There was no nighttime friendship.
Yeah.
There was 6 a.m. friendship. And it was literally just accountability.
Yeah, but we
would have our morning, our half an hour, our little chit chats.
I loved our recaps because they were also such different recaps. Like it would be like
all over the place,
and I'd be like, okay, well, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at, and you'd be like, and I'd be like, okay.
I honestly know what you mean, though.
I know. I know.
It's like I'm there.
Okay, but we didn't see each other.
Living.
I will say this. I vented to Shada, and Shada can attest to this, that I felt like I was reaching out to you and you weren't reaching back.
She did.
But I also understand what you're saying about that first year. But in my mind, I'm like, did I set the precedent in the friendship that this is how it's going to be with our relationships? And then you were following suit. So I do take some blame to that, where I'm like, did I let it go on in my relationship for too long where I wasn't reaching? Because I know how I am. It's not like I'm oblivious to the fact that I'm like into my man's asshole. So sorry, guys. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like all up on my man. Mm-hmm. And I understand that the friends go to the wayside. But then in my mind, I'm like, fuck, But then I also felt like in your first year of relationship, that's where I was like, I'm going to give you the grace because I know what it's like. Like in my mind, I'm like, I know how it is. Like blah, blah, blah. I think it was like the moving past X amount of months or years where I was like,
all right, maybe this bitch doesn't like me anymore.
No, seriously. I was like, oh my gosh, she doesn't want to be my friend anymore. No. I think that's the problem when it comes to like the having the man. It's like,
I'm going to be so honest with you guys. It was not my man. It was my job. And I think there was like a weird thing with me with the job of like we were kind of coworkers to a degree where I was just in a dark space.
That's fair. I think that's fair. And now you're not.
And now I'm not. I'm free as a bird.
So bitches. I guess I'll see you every day.
I've been waiting. I've been home since Monday.
All right. See you Friday. 9 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you guys doing Friday at 9 a.m.?
We're going for a walk and getting coffee. You won't be here. I already know that. You're leaving Thursday.
It's true. Mm-hmm. I leave tomorrow for my LT.
Lesbian trip.
Cancelable.
Listen, we got lesbian allegations.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
it was
we can say that. We can cancel you because of that.
Yeah, I actually got my mom sat me down and asked me if I was one when I was 17. So you can't cancel.
I guess we've all had lesbian allegations. Mine was my bootcut jeans and my t-shirts I was wearing.
Mine was that I did not talk to men and I had lots of women coming over at all hours of the night.
Wow. And that does sound promiscuous.
And
honestly,
is the tall one mine or the short one mine, Toby? Which one's mine? Thank you.
Crazy.
Life lessons. We need to be saying yes more.
So now I'd like to bring up the fact that you both ditched me as a friend.
I'd like to disagree.
I would would agree with that.
Yeah. You guys both ditched me as friends.
I think I did.
And you acted silly. And now you both know how I feel. And I don't feel bad that you feel bad.
I feel bad, but I also love you. So
I love you both. I understand that you're both mentally.
I think the other thing too is I think no matter what, the depth of friendship that I have with you both, whatever it comes back around to, I welcome with open arms.
Mm-hmm.
In the same, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you were to get a boyfriend, which you say that you will still bring them around or whatever. But in my mind, I go, if you don't, I will still be here with open arms no matter what.
Which is what I feel like I did.
You absolutely did. You took me under your wing.
The
this
second
weekend.
you were free, honey.
I know. You were like, you were plotting. You were
Come on back to mama. Come on back.
Okay.
Come on back, honey.
I'm coming, mama.
Mama's been waiting, baby. Come on back, honey.
Guys, let me cosplay for a little bit. I'm
Come
so
out.
happy. I'm
Come
so
out.
happy
Come
that I want
out.
to cosplay whatever this is.
Come out. Cosplay.
Okay.
Cosplay freedom.
Okay.
We'll
Like
get you
I'm
back
shackled.
home. Yeah, we'll get you back home to
Nick's
Nick.
like, please see your friends. I'm so sick of you. Anywho,
Crazy.
we're saying yes more.
Yes.
I would love to hear a fun story from you guys of like the craziest adventure you went on from saying yes.
That's
Or I guess
probably-
not the
that's
craziest, but like a fun.
Probably would be me going on a date tonight after tonight's podcast. It's like over the weekend, I like a silly, cutesy, lighthearted thing. Smooched, just kissed my guy friend, and now we're going on a date. So you never know where you will go from saying yes, but you should just say yes.
I love saying yes to a date. Like, not now because I'm in a relationship, but I think everyone, if someone has the courage to ask, unless they're giving you, I want to wear your skin vibes, you should be going.
Honestly,
because
I like a little bit of wear your skin vibes.
oh my God. Does he have that?
No.
Okay. All right.
He definitely doesn't.
Just wanted to make sure how
Which is
closely I
probably
need
why
to
it won't work.
be watching your location tonight.
As you do
As I
every
do.
night.
Yeah, she's going.
yeah.
Wait, she said like she would like that. Wait, hold on. You just said that like you weren't going to actually be watching my location, which we all know you're going to be. She's going to be like,
Wait.
At 8:15, she arrived at and she stayed there for 47 minutes.
I might not have been seeing you, but I was seeing you.
They traveled.
When Madeline goes home and her and Nick just like display the Find My Friends on their TV and they just
Yes,
watch.
I'm
Where
just
are my
tracking you
friends at?
guys.
I, hand to God, I've gotten text messages from Madeline when I've been down a random street where she's like, hey, why are you on the street
You've
right
never
now?
been on the street before. What are you doing there?
And it is so funny. And honestly, it's really endearing. Like, I like knowing that I'm being watched,
Yeah.
which is why I would not mind like a stalker boyfriend.
Or like a cuck. Wait, I'm sorry.
What?
Wait, sorry.
What?
Summer, no. I could never like one of those.
Too much champagne. Too much champagne. Crazy. Okay, so something I said yes to recently. Oh, I already talked about this.
Well, not recently. Just like a fun, because what I'm thinking of is from college.
Well, mine was my rafting trip. I already talked about it.
Okay,
talked
well
about
we
last
can
episode.
we can
All right.
we can
Well,
dig a
hold
little-
on. Why don't we talk about the last 2 weeks where you've said yes to going out?
Okay.
Which we've
Okay, we can talk about that. Okay, so
you've had so much time the last 2 weeks being out.
true. Okay, so guys, recap. Okay, so I am now single after 4.5 years. What about it?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. You
Stop laughing. Okay, so my friend Shada is also single, and
Have been for many more years.
she's always been trying to get me out, and I've been like, no. And recently, she's been inviting me out, and I've been saying yes. And recently, there's been a couple things. So one, I went day drinking with you guys. We went to Odie's, had a blast.
Had a blast. Odie's is great.
That was the Red Door night where I was like, I think I like this little life.
Oh God.
And then and
you know that was playing in her head, like
that was off the cusp.
Cuff.
Whatever.
It's fine.
Anyway, and then you invited me out for dinner and drinks with Carmen and her friend
Mm-hmm.
Amber.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. Random little thing. Said yes. And then what else?
And then we went out on girls' night when you met us out after dinner.
At LA Jackson.
Yep.
And I've just been going out and having fun and seeing people. And you know what? I will say this. When you start to say yes to things, the universe starts to say yes to you. So let's get a little woo-woo real quick.
Infinity.
No, but okay. I actually have always
I agree.
I've always felt this way where, okay, when you want something, when you start to act, speak, talk like you want something and open yourself up to wanting something, the universe will respond in such way. So
this is why I said I need to stop talking badly about men.
100%. You absolutely need to start talking. Okay, so my thing recently
I know that I do.
My thing recently has been, in my mind, my little like anxious fear self has been, you're so old. Like in my mind, I think because I'm turning 29 on Friday, I feel like being single now, and the last time I was single was 24. I obviously look different, my face, like my skin. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so old. And the thing that I have to keep rewiring my brain is like, you're literally the youngest you'll ever be. Like you are the oldest you've ever been and the youngest you'll ever be. And that's like a little rewiring thing in my brain. But I keep going out and being like, why would I purposely tell myself that I'm older or feel older than I am when I am quite literally the youngest I'll ever be? And also, like, I think that's also a societal thing where it's like I'm seeing a lot of people get engaged and married and have babies. And it kind of goes back to previous episodes where it's like, you know, we've talked about the timeline. It's like we're all on our own timelines. Like there is no right or wrong. Like this arbitrary like thing that we've made up, it does not matter. The only thing that matters is the path that you're on, and whatever is going to happen for you is going to happen for you. And saying yes to the thing, saying yes more, I feel like gives you more yeses back.
I agree. Full-heartedly.
Speak on it.
I feel like I had a thought while you were talking and it just went out my head.
I think not that I want to be, well, maybe a little bit. I'm the oldest person in this friend group by several years.
We're close, baby. We're close.
Thank you so much.
We're so close.
I'm going to be 33 in September 4th. And the last 3 years of my life have been the best 3 years of my life. I mean, they have been the most magical years. So I really don't and I say that also knowing like I had an existential crisis when I was 30 cusp. When I was like, I'm a year out.
I think it's a rite of passage to hate yourself at 29.
Fear.
Okay.
Like it's a huge
I feel like
fear.
I remember you saying that. I remember you saying
that. It was
that.
a huge fear. Yeah. Like I was going into 30 and I was like, I plan to be like married at 24, kids at 26, like retired by 30. Yeah. Like I had so many plans. I was like, I was going to have been on a world tour. Like there were all these, like I had all these plans, and obviously not a singular one of them has come to fruition, but I am supposed to be here, and I know that. Yeah. Like where I am is where I'm supposed to be. The journey I've had is the journey I was supposed to have. And who I am now could not have been built off of anything else.
I love that.
So when I hear you guys getting scared, I understand it. I really do. I truly do. And like, you're going to do it anyways. You're going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
But
it's a rite of passage. Like,
exactly. I am here on the other side, like so excited for you.
Yeah.
Because I actually know you're going to come on the other side and be like, wait a minute. It's like total green grass and mountains. And
it's like a mindset. Like, I don't know what it
here.
is. And like, I feel like we've had the conversation about turning 30 so many times where I'm like, why does it feel like your life ends at 30? Like it's a story we have told ourselves, but
it's never been real to me before until now.
Yeah. Until we're close to it.
Yeah, exactly.
The one thing I will say that I have always found as a little like comfort inside is I look at Shada, who's we're so close, but just a little older. And Sophia, we're like, they have only gotten hotter with age.
Hotter, truly, better, sexier,
they are getting
fitter, more successful.
So much, like, as we get old, I've never seen people like age backwards, but truly they are getting hotter as they get older. And like, that is just a reminder of like, we're getting better. We're getting better with age every single year. Like, truly, it should be something that we're excited for.
You should be. And I think it all goes back to like this whole like saying yes and like welcoming the universe into your life, and like just welcoming the possibility of any, whatever it is, like welcoming possibility into your life by saying yes, by being open to the adventure, by being open to the thing around the corner that you don't necessarily know about, or maybe you're scared of, or whatever it is. Like it is so worth it, because that's all I've done, I feel like, since I've turned 30, and it has only been fruitful. It's only been wonderful. It's only been exciting. Like, yes, I've had my hard moments. Yes, I've had hard days or times or whatever, but like my friendships have only gotten better. My life has only gotten more meaningful. Like it's only gotten better for me. And I think that that's come from me just like being more open and accepting to what the universe wants to give me.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say on the other end, because it's what I was going to say to you, is like the opposite end of that, saying no and like kind of being in is like a self-fulfilling prophecy of like when you are in the like no negative, like that in turn, that is what you'll receive. Like you will truly, it's just like a cycle that you're going to stay in until you decide whatever to change, or you just accept that that's what it is, which is very sad. But like truly, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy of just being negative and having the no and the not accepting of the opportunities that are like presented to you.
I worry about that with my parents. Like, you know, I've felt very much kindred spirit with you talking about how your parents are like, they don't have any friends. Their life is the way that they live it, which is like the exact same schedule every day. They never leave, whatever, you know, whatever it is. My family, my parents live like that too. And it kind of stresses me out and worries me. I'm like, you guys are getting in your like late 50s, which is so young and so fresh and so fun. But
50s are the new 30s.
But you never leaving your house, you never going on an adventure, you never being out past 7 p.m. I'm like, that's not good for like aging young. Like that is not good for staying young.
Yeah.
It is not good. And it stresses me out to see that. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to learn that behavior.
Yeah.
I don't want to have that be the thing I'm doing with my husband. Yes, I want to live in the middle of nowhere with my husband. Let me reiterate. I want to live in the middle of nowhere with my husband.
Same.
But I want to like go on an adventure. I want to be like, next month I'm going to go bother Summer and Madeline for a month. Like I'm going to go be in the East Coast.
Oh my God. I would
God, that'd be so
love
fun.
that.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm going to go VRBO a house down the street from these two. I'm going to knock on their door every day at 3 p.m. and go, what are we doing, bitches?
Like,
Like,
stop. I could cry. That's so
you know what I
fun.
mean? Like
wanna do
I
that.
never want to be in a thing where I'm like, I have to be in bed every day by 7 p.m.
Yeah.
I want to have a night where I'm on the couch at 3 p.m. like needle pointing with my gals, but I don't want that to be every night of my life. And I don't ever want to get to the point where I'm like, sorry, I'm not comfortable with anything else.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like that for my parents. I don't like that for me. I don't like that for my friends. And anytime anyone does it, I'm like, I don't like that. I don't think that's healthy or fun. I'm not like, oh, she's just living. I'm like, no, you're dying.
That's so interesting. Like my parents are the complete opposite. They're like, their favorite thing is to be social. Like they love, like they moved to this like community in Florida and they thrive. Like for sure makes them feel like younger. Like they're old. My parents are old, but like they're throwing bangers. They are having people over. They are a part of, I've never seen my dad play pickleball, loves pickleball. Like he's now picked up biking. He's in a biking crew. It's his whole new personality. But like literally they have a business. I mean, this is embarrassing to say, have a more
Fulfilling, booked and busy.
Don't put words in my mouth. Do not put words in my mouth. I was just going to say they have a busier social calendar than I do. Their life is not more fulfilled. They're just doing different things than I am.
Interesting.
But they are literally booked and busy. Like when I was home, they were like, oh my God, like I didn't realize like you were going to be home. Like we made plans to go like to the Cape to like go see our friend Butch and Diane in their house. Like I'm like, I'm here. And they're like, wait, we didn't know you were going to be like, we had plans. And I'm like, that's crazy.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy behavior.
But see, I get a little bit stressed for you guys when you're like, I'm just going to move home. I'm like, you're going to move home and people's lives are going to be going. Like everyone stops their life when you come home. But
No, my mom would stop her life for me for 100% sure.
I'd let you know my parents are not. They already said, bitch, we're going to the Cape.
My mom is ready with open arms.
Your mom and Shada are the opposite ends of the spectrum. Shada's like, please come back to nightlife. And your mom's like, let's garden together.
Facts.
But with Shada, you might get both. You never know.
Sure.
Depends on the
I'd
day of
love
the
to
week.
garden with you. As
Guys,
well
wait,
as go get a drink.
No, guys, please. I want to garden too.
You are welcome
That's
to
a
garden.
daytime activity. I would do that. I would do that.
Not that type of garden, Summer. Put it down. Put it down.
Why can't we do both?
You guys can. Well, because you both become useless.
No, Summer and I, that is a story you're telling
misnomer?
yourself, because Summer and I used to take edibles and go on hikes. We would
Miss that.
do activities we would be scrapbooking. Summer would be baking. We were doing stuff.
We've heard y'all high on the podcast.
Make sure
Shut up,
you zoom
Erin.
in on this face the entire time she's talking.
I don't know what it is about being high around Shada. We can turn our brains off.
You can turn exactly.
We
I'm
can
the,
turn our
I'm the
brains off
masculine
with her.
energy in the room.
Daddy's
Like,
got it.
Yeah.
they can turn their brains off with me. I take care
Yeah.
of them. Guys, this has actually been a really fruitful episode.
I feel like it was such an organic conversation. We kind of had some things planned, but it kind of took its own life, which I love when we do
also think
that.
we kind of like worked out some friendship
We've cleared
kinks.
some
Weirdly enough,
grievances.
We did. Okay, so what do you guys think is like the biggest takeaway from
I'm so
today's
sorry.
episode?
I think to say yes more. I think to fight through saying no, to remember the power of saying yes, to remember
you can leave at any time.
you can leave at any time. But
when you're losing steam, perhaps.
No one loses steam.
I lose steam.
But I think the point of this episode is to fight for connection, to fight for adventure, to fight for saying yes. Even when you think you don't want it, it is the thing that can bring you out of a slump. It is the thing that can bring you out of a dark time. It is the thing that can reconnect you to the world, to your community, to your village. And even if you feel as though you are happy and at peace, that you can still not have everything you could and should have. And
Maybe we need a little chaos.
Mm-hmm.
a little chaos is always good.
A little chaos to break up the monotony of the
Life.
everyday life and the peacefulness.
Mm-hmm. There's two things I'd like to circle on.
Go ahead.
One, what Summer said about being like wanting to have a village but not being a good villager.
I love that actually.
Kind of ties into like, I think maybe we had this conversation, or I don't know what it was, but we were talking about like why we didn't get invited to something or why we weren't going to something, and you made or I don't know how it came up, but it was like, we're not investing into that, so like why would we expect something from it?
It was probably an event that
No, you were
guys put
talking
on.
about not going to the weekend things, then being sad you were invited to like the smaller, more like
Fun,
special thing.
niche event thing.
And it was like, why would I expect to be invited to the niche things if I didn't even make the effort to show up to all
And
the
I
other
think
things?
that is like it's watering the friendship, you know what I mean? It's watering the connection that we've all built, and
Yeah.
whether or not like we have certain different expectations, we should all be trying to like meet the bare minimum of like we need to be putting effort in
Correct.
on all fronts.
I think everybody is going to have their own standard and expectation for their friendships alongside their relationships, alongside whatever other, family, whatever it is. There need to go out, there need to be social. But I do think that no matter what, watering the friendships is, from this episode, that's what I would take away. It's like making sure that you keep up those things, keep up those relationships. I mean, again, I am the first one to admit that like I'm a flake. Like I've been a flake in the past, and like I know that I need to do better with that kind of stuff. And hopefully now in this new era of mine, like I can find that better balance as a single woman. Hey guys, I'm single.
And
Final
bring it
notes
in.
for the episode. Summer is single. Please
Hey, guys.
slide into her DMs if you are a hot, sexy man, and also so is
Oh,
Shada.
thank you.
Don't worry, I was
But I'm really
getting
single, so-
there. I was
What?
getting there. So we have two fine, sexy ladies up for auction tonight.
Hi.
Just kidding.
If you like blondes,
If you like little sassy brunettes.
all right, guys. I loved this episode.
Yeah, I loved it so much too, actually.
Any final thoughts?
No, I love you both.
Love you both. Love you all.
Follow up on next week to see if we hung out. How many strikes I have left.
We will keep
I
track
will
of your
have all
strikes.
3.
Love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning into the End Also podcast. We love you so much. Catch us next time. Woo!
And there it is. There she goes.